Partly cloudy today, high 70. 60% chance for rain tonight, low 52. For tomorrow, 40% chance for showers, high 72. Partly cloudy, 82 on Thursday. For Friday, cloudy skies, high 85. And for Saturday, mostly sunny with a high of 85. Overnight low was 43. Yesterday's high was 62. Currently, humidity at 81%. Winds are calm. The pressure at 30.08. Sunshine right now. We've got 55 at the WFIW studios east of Fairfield.
And a pleasant good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Sheila, Scarlett. God, I had Sheila on the mind because something we were talking about earlier with the city council. Diana Zerlini. I'm sorry, Z.
No problem.
You can't swing a dead cat without hitting a Zerlini.
That's probably right.
Thank you for being here. I'm so happy that you could be a part of this. And I wanted to say that I had an interesting. Good morning to you, Mark.
Yeah. Good morning.
Had an interesting meeting last night. I'm an actor. You might not see that readily, Z, from where you're sitting, but I became nominated and drafted to become a Civil War officer in the cemetery tour that's coming up, not this weekend, but the weekend after.
Is that because you're a good actor or you had the suit?
I had the suit.
Okay.
Let's just be honest.
But I think that is really cool what the Wayne County Historical
cool.
Society is doing. I had my knee replaced on April 2nd, or I would have been involved in this because I just think this is a really neat thing that they are doing.
It's super. They've already made some money off of the advertising for the program. Two interesting things I learned yesterday, though. You know, there are 8,000 people interred at Maple Hill. Take a guess of the percentage, or how many of those 8,000, let's just do a number, how many of those 8,000 have military records?
I would guess 50%.
I'd say 40%.
You guys are high.
Oh.
Really?
I didn't think that 1,000 out of the 8,000 have military background.
That's still.
I thought that was really significant.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing was that and I don't have their name, and I don't want to pass along a story that's not verified, but everybody seemed to agree. There's a plot in Maple Hill that beneath the surface there are trip wires around it connected to vials of nitroglycerin. It's because this gangster, for lack of a better word, was worried that somehow his remains would be stolen or moved somewhere else.
Wow.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I had no idea.
I'd never heard of that in my life.
I would think about that on the riding more, wouldn't you?
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why the grass
with all
got
the
up.
rain we've had recently.
Yeah. Oh, it'd be a little
Man.
squishy. Yeah.
You know, and speaking of the cemetery walk,
Yes,
we've got tickets to the cemetery walk.
we do.
Why don't we go ahead and try and give away
More
those
than happy.
right
if you
now.
you can call in right now if you want to.
Yep.
I was just going to give those to Derek in the afternoon, but if you want to see if anybody's interested,
Sure.
it's going to be fascinating.
842-3715. We'll give a pair of tickets to the first caller that rings us up this morning.
There's a Friday night, and then there's a Saturday performance, and I have like 4 pages of dialogue I have to memorize between now and then emote. I need to emote. I need to feel the character.
You've got to get into that character.
I'm going to have.
You've got to become that
I'm
character.
going to have to become that character. There's no doubt about it.
Good morning. You're on Morning Coffee.
Yes, are you giving away tickets for the cemetery tour?
Yes, we are.
Who's this?
This is Karen Kakak.
All right.
We will definitely have some out front for you. Okay.
Okay.
All you got to do is come out to the radio station, and they'll be waiting for you.
All right. Thanks, Kara.
All right, I'm looking forward to it.
All right, thank you for calling, and also thank you for listening. Okay.
Cemetery walk is not this Friday and Saturday,
Right.
but the Friday and Saturday.
We're doing
after.
a rehearsal on Saturday.
Are you really?
So that I can lock in on the character.
Okay.
Could be very interesting.
What's
to say the
going to
least.
be your motivation?
My motivation is a service, and the fact that I'm I'm back from the dead, so I'll probably watch a little bit of
Walking Dead?
Walking Dead. Yeah, I think that probably. I'll be standing dead. I won't be walking around much.
Now, if you can't get around and walk, if you're scared that you can't make the whole, they are going to have transportation or vehicles to ride in.
You're not even going to get off the vehicle.
Okay.
You're gonna come up to where my gravesite is,
And you're going to walk out to meet him.
yes, I am.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, I am, and I'll be emoting.
All right.
I'll be within the character. All right, we can't have you here, Z, without your nickel assessment of the St. Louis Cardinals. I always wait when you come in. You tell me what's wrong or what's right with the team. What's wrong with this team right now?
Well, they started out the year. The hitting was really good, and our pitching we were struggling to get through 5 innings. Now, especially over the weekend with the Pirates, I mean, we had 2-1 games with Wainwright and Mikolas pitching really well, and on Sunday, Hudson had a rough start, but he bounced back, and we had a 6-3 lead. Matt Carpenter is really, really struggling again.
Did just like again last year.
And I know we extended him, but there's some thinking there. And the other big thing is we've got to figure out our outfield situation. Jose Martinez can stroke. There's no doubt about it. But in the weekend series with the Pirates, he cost us runs big time. Defensively, he's not good. And I mean, they've put him in right field where they think he can do the least amount of damage.
It's a shame there's
but
not a
somehow
DH.
the ball always finds you. So I think they've got some. I mean, Dexter Fowler has bounced back, but okay, we've got Harrison Bader, we've got Tyler O'Neill, and then you've got a slew of outfielders at AAA.
Seems to be hitting well.
Ozuna has bounced back. Goldschmidt has come out of a little funk. Colt Wong is Colt Wong. He's played great defense. He started out hot. He went in a little slump. He's coming back. But and Yachty's playing well, and DeYoung is having a fantastic season. He's one of the top shortstops in the league.
He's right now, I think, an all-star candidate.
Yes, but they've got to. If Carpenter keeps, you can't keep throwing him at the top of the lineup.
No.
I mean, on Sunday they started Munoz, who is really a good player. The guy we got from Oakland for Stephen Piscotty. They've got to figure out to get him some more at bats, and maybe drop Carpenter down in the. But the thing is, we don't. I mean, who are you going to put at leadoff? Because they've bounced around Colt Wong, but I don't know if he's consistent enough.
Yeah.
So who are you going to put at leadoff? DeYoung? I mean, he's really slotted well into that third spot. So they've got some thinking to do. Munoz would be a really good leadoff hitter, but they've really got to decide what they're going to do with Matt Carpenter and Jose Martinez. I just. Ideally, if you could trade Martinez, I mean, even though I know how well he hits, he hits, and he hits. But when you're a pitcher and you see a fly ball go out there that should be caught, and then and yes, I know you've got to be mentally tough and bear down, but you're talking about the big leagues, and one error leads to a lot of bad things.
Yeah.
I knew she'd do it. She did it.
Martinez probably would be better suited for an American League.
Yeah,
DH,
there's no doubt
yes,
about it.
and I can't believe as long as he was in Kansas City in their minor league organization that he didn't go somewhere, and he's waited a long time for his shot. What'd he play like?
8 or 9 years in the minor
yeah.
leagues.
Yes,
Yeah.
so that's a really long time. But I mean, I know he can hit, but defense wins games. Doesn't matter whether you're playing football, basketball, baseball, hockey. It doesn't matter. Defense wins games.
There you go. Here's your assessment. I wish from her lips, I hope to Mike Schultz's ears.
Okay.
Maybe he can do something about it. In my hands.
Maybe he'll check out the podcast later.
Could be later. The bucket of bunk in my hands.
All right.
Birthdays today. Richard Deacon. Does that name ring a bell?
Not really.
How about you, Z? Richard Deacon. Died in 1984 at the age of 63, which is way too young. He was on the Dick Van Dyke Show. He was Mel Cooley, the producer, the bald producer.
Mel.
Yeah.
He was also
Always
in Leave
had
It to
the glasses
Beaver.
on, yeah.
Yep.
He was also in the Jack Benny program, and he had a role in The Birds, the Alfred Hitchcock movie. He was a gourmet chef. He had a series of cookbooks. Never married, but a very significant actor who was born on this date. Bobby Darin was born on this date in 1936.
Mack the Knife.
Mack the Knife, 1973. Died at the age of 37.
Wow.
And I'll tell you why in a moment. He started as a songwriter for Connie Francis, but then he had these hits. Splish Splash. That was a million seller, by the way. The Dream Lover, Mack the Knife. He won Golden Globes for his first film, Come September, where his co-star was Sandra Dee, who became his wife. He found out, this is an interesting aspect, he found out that he was, late in his life, in his 20s, that he was raised by his grandmother, who he thought was his mother.
Wow.
Okay, for a moment. Now, guess who his sister was?
No clue.
I know, yeah.
His mother. For a moment, think about this. Young girl gets pregnant, has the child. Grandma says, this is how we're going to play it. Mm-hmm. I'm the mom,
mother,
you're the
the-
sister. And it devastated him. It upset him and devastated him late in his life when finally it was revealed. They kept that secret until he was an adult.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, he had he developed sepsis,
Oh.
and had an affected heart. They tried to do a surgery, and he died on the table at age
Mack the
37.
Knife was a comeback song,
Yeah.
and it came from an old Italian thing. And,
Really?
And they translated it.
Well, it's a distinctive
Yes.
Yeah.
song, to say the least. George Lucas is 74 today.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yes.
New
Star
Star
Wars.
Wars movie
Yep.
comes out in December. Last one of this trilogy.
I don't know. I've kind of lost hope. I don't watch it. Do you watch
Oh.
it? Z's
How
in.
many trilogies have there been for Star Wars?
Well, you had the first three,
That was episodes
4, 5, and 6.
4, 5, and 6.
And then you went back to 1,
1,
2, and 3.
Okay.
And now we've got these three.
which are after.
Yes.
No, these are after.
This
Okay.
is
Yes, this
so
is-
7, 8, and 9.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Well, he also did Indiana Jones and those
Yeah.
movies, which were huge. He was
American Graffiti.
Yes, he was the writer and director of American Graffiti in 1973, and then of course the whole Star Wars explosion. Married with 3 kids, he divorced. He was in a relationship with Linda Ronstadt in the 80s.
Did not know that.
Then he married again. He described his religious preference as this. He's a Buddhist Methodist. Do we have one of those churches here in Fairfield, a Buddhist Methodist church?
I don't think so.
All right.
I don't know if there's one anywhere.
Yeah, I'm wondering.
Yeah. He collects Norman Rockwell paintings,
Okay.
which I could understand.
Yeah.
So does his colleague Steven Spielberg. They put their collection together at times so people can see all of the Norman Rockwell. And 49 years old today, Kate Blanchett. Actually, she's 50 today. I added that wrong. This is the big 5-0 for Kate Blanchett. Actress. She's from Australia. She's had 2 Academy Awards, 3 Golden Globes. She's one of the highest paid actresses in Hollywood
Really?
now. Yeah.
And I can't think of a movie she was
Lord
in.
of the Rings. She's involved in
Okay,
that.
Lord of the Rings. All right.
And she played Kate Hepburn in The Aviator. You remember that movie about
Howard Hughes.
Leonardo DiCaprio? in it?
Yes.
Did
He
Okay.
played Howard
All right.
Hughes.
That was an interesting movie. If you've ever seen that movie,
I have seen that movie.
It-
I did not know it was Kate Blanchett, though.
you come to understand how strange Howard Hughes ended up being.
Yeah.
Very strange.
But a genius.
A huge.
I mean, you could
unbelievable.
probably equate him. I mean, Albert Einstein, he's in that league.
Yeah.
He knew how to make money.
Yes.
That's for sure. All right. On this date in history, William Clark set off on the famous expedition from Camp Du Bois. In a few days later in St. Louis, Meriwether Lewis joined the group known as the Corps of Discovery. Camp Du Bois was really in Wood River, Illinois, if you know where that is.
Yeah.
Wood River and Hartford.
Right,
It's near where I grew up, very close to where I grew up. And so that's the Lewis and Clark expedition started on
Went
this
up the
date.
Missouri River.
And what was the name of the Indian?
Sacagawea.
Yes, there you go. Sacagawea was a part of that. And they had a dog, too, if I'm not mistaken. Seaman the dog, I believe, was the name of it.
I have no clue on that.
No.
1887, The Stars and Stripes Forever. The Stars and Stripes Forever by John Philip Sousa. Performed for the first time. It was at a ceremony where a statue of George Washington was being unveiled. They played it for the first time. In 1940, in 1940, the Netherlands surrendered to Nazi Germany right before France. 1895, Ray Kroc's first McDonald's restaurant was started.
Did you say 1895? No,
1985.
1985.
Did I say
Okay.
1895?
I thought you did.
Well, it's 1985.
Okay.
First McDonald's restaurant became the first fast food business museum. Where's that museum?
Des Plaines.
Yes. Have you ever been on their campus?
I
there?
have not.
I had a seminar there. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Really a nice place.
And,
19.
he took that over from the McDonald brothers in California. Have you seen that movie?
No. Ray Kroc's movie?
Yeah.
I never
The
have.
story of Ray Kroc. I can't remember the name of it, but very good.
I'll be honest. I always thought Burger Chef when I was.
Yes.
Burger Chef and Jeff.
Yes, Burger Chef was. I thought their food was better. I mean,
They always had that little bar with the lettuce and
Yep.
the pickles and. Yeah.
but I'm talking about early Burger Chef because I always remember going to the one in Carbondale.
What's Ray Kroc also known for?
I don't know.
He owned the San Diego Padres.
Oh, okay.
That didn't mean much to you, though, does it?
It's the San Diego Padres.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he was partially responsible for getting Ozzie Smith to St. Louis.
There you go.
yes.
Nice move on his part. And that's the reason why I have an upper congestion cold right
And
now.
here's a trivia question for you. Who was Ozzie Smith traded for?
Do you remember?
Gary Templeton.
Gary Templeton, yes.
After he flipped off the crowd at
Bush
Bush Stadium.
And and Willie, Whitey Herzog
Cardinal
came,
fans everywhere were going, thank you,
Whitey
Gary,
came out
for
of the
flipping us
dugout
off,"
and got him off the field.
grabbed him and pulled him off the field.
and sent him packing.
And let me tell you something about Gary Templeton. That season, he had 100 hits from both sides of the plate. He was
Yeah.
a switch hitter.
Oh, he was an all-star.
Yeah, easily.
He didn't do much after that. 1998, the final episode of the TV show Seinfeld on this date.
1998, huh?
Yeah. Music history, Buddy Holly on this date. He got a prescription for contact lenses, but then he couldn't see with them, so guess what he did? He put back on his great big glasses, which became sort of a signature. And in 1998, this is the day the music really died. Frank Sinatra died after a heart attack at the age of 82.
Okay.
The chairman of the board. That's a look at the bucket of bunk. Now, we really tripped something with the question of the day. We opened a whole can of worms, and we're gonna reopen it coming up right after this break.
Napa know-how.
You don't have to know fancy terms like ceramic, metallic, and calipers to know that this sound isn't a good thing. And now at most Napa Auto Parts stores and Napa Auto Care centers, you'll get a $75 prepaid Visa card when you spend $250 on brakes. Do it yourself or have it done for you and save $75. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores and Napa Auto Care centers. Exclusions apply. Offer ends 5/31/19.
At Simple Mobile, you get the no contract advantage. Unlimited talk and text plus 3 gigabytes of high-speed data now for $20 a month for the first 3 months. Just $20 a month on a lightning-fast 4G LTE nationwide network and no contract. That's our best deal ever. Learn more at simplemobile.com. Simple Mobile, out with the old, in with the simple.
Requires new auto re-up enrollment by 6/30/19. $23.75 per month after first 3 months. Credit card and Simple Mobile account required for enrollment, plus taxes and fees. See terms and conditions at simplemobile.com.
It's that time of year to honor our graduates. Carnaby Girls will assist you with many gift ideas starting at $25. Brighton's inspirational message jewelry, Woodstock charms, amulets, every little thing necklaces, color click with interchangeable bands on flip-flops. Believe it, live it, share it. Great One Divine logo tees now available in a new fitted contemporary silhouette. Hope, Faith, and many other new designs starting at $24. Grads, until you spread your wings, you have no idea how far you can fly. Congratulations, graduating class of 2019.
Graduation is more than a diploma. It's the start of a new adventure. Congratulations today and best wishes for all your tomorrows. Best wishes to Zachary Pollard and the graduating class of 2019 from everyone at Wayne County Abstract.
If you are looking for a way to positively impact today's community as well as generations to come, look no further than the Frontier Community College Foundation. The Foundation's goal is to expand facilities and services offered at Frontier Community College, and it's had a hand in the college's expansion over the past 38 years. Donations to the Foundation can be designated to a specific program or sent to a general fund, and they may be written off for tax purposes. Contact President Sarah Rush or Treasurer Diane Robinson to make a donation.
Time Capsule, sponsored today by Save-A-Lot Food Store on West Main, Fairfield.
Hi, this is Bill Stevens with another Time Capsule quiz. Which month and year was it when President Nixon flew to Moscow for a summit meeting with Leonid Brezhnev? Back home, impeachment hearings continued in the House. Patty Hearst sent a tape from her SLA hideout saying she'd never surrender.
I know what I have to do. The pig lies have only made me more determined. I renounced my class privilege when Finn and Goudreau gave me the name Tanya.
Hale Irwin captured the U.S. Open, and the new music sounded like this.
You fill up my senses. I shall begin. Just be thankful for what you got. Haven't got time for the pain. Come Monday, on and on, rock you, baby. If there's a rock and roll heaven, Ricky, don't lose that number. You got to keep on smiling, taking care of business.
Think you got it? Well, hold on. The answer and just a touch of the top song from the month and year are coming up.
Come on by the Fairfield Save-A-Lot and take advantage of these great deals because you do not want to miss these wow deals. Whole seedless watermelons, $2.89 each. A pint of a packaged fresh blue strawberries, $1.69. Whole fried chickens, 87 cents a pound. And fresh large cauliflower, $1.29 each. Price is good through Saturday. Good food, great people, great prices at your Save-A-Lot store, West Main and Fairfield.
June 1974. Rock the boat, don't rock the boat, baby.
The Hughes Corporation and Rock the Boat, the top song of June 1974. This is Bill Stevens for tcapsule.com. Back soon with another Time Capsule.
Time Capsule has been sponsored today by Save-A-Lot Food Store on West Main, Fairfield.
Make it spicy. Your nearby participating Subway restaurant has Fritos Chicken Enchilada Signature Wrap, rotisserie-style chicken marinated in enchilada sauce, Monterey cheddar, spicy chipotle Southwest sauce, and crunchy Fritos. The Fritos Chicken Enchilada Signature Wrap only at Subway for a limited time.
Simply Enough has discounted certificates on the Big Deal Store. Pair that with a buy one, get one free on select scrubs or the half-price shoes and make your money go further.
School's out. This summer, keep your child active by enrolling them into Kids in Motion Summer Day Camp. Breakfast, lunch, and a snack are provided daily, along with fun activities like swimming, skating, bowling, and so much more. We'll even include a sibling discount. So come join us May 28th to August 2nd at the First Baptist Church in Fairfield. Pre-registration is April 30th to May 7th from 4 to 5:30 at the First Baptist Church Kingdom Kids After School Program. Or call me, Suzanne Doggett, at 919-0628. We are the place for hot sun and cool kids.
We're back on Morning Coffee. Boy, did we step in it.
You stepped in it and tracked it over the carpet.
And then brought me in it.
And I want to say up front, you had no idea that I was going to ask this question. It's just a circumstance. So let me explain. I saw the article yesterday afternoon about the Ohio high school that decided to get rid of valedictorian and
Marion, Ohio, was that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And in the biz, they call it the Val and Sal.
Val and Sal.
All right. So it's a trend. It's a trend that's much more prominent in suburban areas than it is in rural areas. Would you agree?
Yes, I would.
So so I did a commentary, and I'm not supportive of that. Well, it appears that I am in the mainstream of Wayne County thought because 3,700 people viewed the question. Over 500 voted in it from yesterday afternoon, less than 24 hours, 18 hours.
Wow.
And the no's, the question was this: are you for eliminating the designation of valedictorian and salutatorian at the high school and grade school levels? Yes or no? No's, 468. Yes, 46.
Man.
It's overwhelming.
I got 5 words for you.
Yeah.
Not everybody deserves a trophy.
So you're with me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now give us an alternative. Give us the other view. See, whether or not you believe it or not, what's the other side of that argument?
Well, in a lot of the, what I know of from being in Illinois, north of I-80, it's very common not to have Val and Sal. They do magna cum laude and summa cum laude just like the colleges do. Some of the theory, and I'm not saying I'm for or against this, but I'm telling you the facts behind it. A lot of in the past, colleges would give scholarships for being the Val or Sal, things like that. That doesn't happen the only one I still know, and I don't know if that has still done it, but I don't know if they still do, is SEMO. I think maybe U of E does too, but that's dropped off. A lot of the really big high schools where they have 1,000 kids in their graduating class, and they've probably got 100 kids that all of them took every AP class, got straight A's, all that. They were having too many Vals and Sals.
But you're still getting those awards, though, because you're magna cum laude, summa cum laude. You're still getting an award.
But I don't, every grade school and the high schools in Wayne County all give Vals and Sals. I don't think that's changing anytime soon.
No, I don't think so.
Nobody, in fact...
I don't think anybody should get uptight about this.
I talked to your successor,
Dr. England.
Dr. England, yesterday afternoon because this thing exploded, and there was some indication that I had lit a fuse that had already been simmering, and what the fuse was this. Dr. England has a weekly podcast, and yet this week's podcast was about this topic. Now, he didn't use the podcast to endorse any changes in Fairfield. He was just merely illuminating the fact that this is a trend. And so I don't know if that podcast spawned this kind of huge reaction. Something did. And as you can tell, most people interpreted it the way I did. I interpreted it as, let's not have any more competition in academics. Let's give everybody a participation medal and say good job and move forward, which is not for me an American way to be able to do things. We like winners. We tell people if they strive to win, there will be rewards for them. That's all part of what I think to be American exceptionalism.
Not to mention the incentive.
Yes.
The incentive to compete and be better. When I was growing up, if I didn't get to play when I was playing sports, if I didn't get to play and I complained to my dad about it, what's the first words I've heard? Work harder. You got to work harder.
And as I said in my commentary, it's not because I was number 111 in a class of 222. I barely tripped over into the top half of the class. But I have great respect for the person that worked so hard to become our valedictorian as well as the salutatorian. You wouldn't believe the comments that we had. No way, said local attorney Ryan Rice. Even at some colleges, they have a Most Distinguished Student Award along with your Magna and Summa Cum Laude honors. It takes a great personal sacrifice and time to make the grades to be a valedictorian or salutatorian at high school or even junior high. Ben Morgan says, I don't live in Fairfield anymore, but where my nephew on my wife's side is, they've gotten rid of the designation at the 8th grade level, and he worked so hard for it before it was taken away. There were people on both sides of it. Carol Sanders, where I went to school, there was an award for the highest grade in every non-remedial class. I enjoyed that. I remember the ones I almost won 20 years later. That's the route I would go. But the comments are overwhelmingly supportive of keeping Sal and Val and Val and Sal and the whole gang. Karen Corbin Kakak, students who work hard deserve to be recognized.
If you're doing this for academics, are you going to do the same thing for sports?
Not have an MVP, you mean?
Yeah, not have an MVP. You know, if you go to a tournament, you know, and you win a most valuable player at that tournament,
everybody wants
to
be recognized for their achievements,
absolutely.
and your parents want you to be recognized for your achievements, and I understand that.
Gary Moore, what should be asked? Oh, what should be asked for is to get rid of the Common Core. He's taking it another level to another.
Okay.
I have one lady that says if we don't like this, and it's not happening. It's not happening here. I mean, and I would think this would be very instructive for boards of education to look at these results locally, to see the passion that people have about this topic. I mean, I stepped in it, but it doesn't mean that there's not validity to the amount of people that voice their concerns here. One of them goes right out, and knowing that you were going to be the guest, said, what should they do if they don't like this idea?
Well, I don't think, like I said, I wouldn't get worried about it. I think just looking at the survey, you can see what the community sentiment is. A case in point, it's a little bit different, but about 4 years ago, Benton Grade School, which is separate from Benton High School, kind of like what we've got here, they decided they did want to do 8th grade graduation. Well, the community went crazy, and they reversed their decision. And I think that's where you take in your community input there, what they value this. And it's something our community values, so obviously it's going to stay the way it is.
Well, I mean, there was some suggestion in these comments that there had been a movement to get rid of certain things at Northside, which is totally and categorically denied by Dr. England. So, I mean,
they're not getting rid of the valedictorian, the salutatorian at Northside.
Well, Northside is...
That's K through 3, so they don't have that.
I mean...
We're talking about Center Street.
Yes.
Right? And that's not the case.
No.
They are not going to do that. And there really hasn't been any discussion of a substantive nature at any of our school boards, that, as far as I know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was merely throwing kerosene on a fire that had not been even...
In my 9 years as superintendent of the grade school district, we never discussed this ever in a board meeting, ever.
So I think you're pretty safe that that's not what's going to happen here. But, and nonetheless, I think it's interesting, the shared feelings that we should provide rewards for excellence. And that the trend away from that,
I think they're talking about participation. What we're saying is participation trophies, where everybody gets a trophy. It doesn't matter whether you win or lose. That's where I have a problem with, and this isn't on the same level as that.
Right.
It's not even close.
Right, I understand.
I agree.
But I think that's what really sets us apart as a culture from many other cultures in the world. The fact that we value winning and that losing is supposed to be something that teaches you how to ultimately be victorious. That's my opinion. And talk isn't always
What's the old Ricky Bobby from Talladega Nights?
If
quote,
you're not first, you're last.
You're first, you're last. Yeah.
I'm going fast again.
Yeah. No, I don't think that was it.
Well, anyway, so I think we might have put that to rest.
Yeah.
And I'll be more careful with my questions, even though I have to say I was just remarkably surprised at the huge number. I knew there would been something. About 1 hour later, I look in and there's 300 votes, and I think, uh-oh, this has got to be something.
I got a panicked call. This is really.
Yeah, I was worried. I was worried that that somehow somebody had made that decision locally. We didn't know it.
No.
Yeah. See, that's what I thought when you first told me. I thought, oh, seriously? Somebody's really doing that?
There's a new wave of political correctness going through Hollywood. I know it's not going to be surprising to either one of you. The Hustle is a gender swap remake of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. Remember that movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
A great movie, I thought.
It stars Melissa McCarthy and
yes, they've also
and Hathaway.
They've changed it because they don't think it's politically correct. Also, the Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
There's some interesting changes there that would lend itself. I mean, it changes in what we would normally see in a script to try to become more politically correct. There's a lot of people. There's some people taking shots against John Wayne, and his movies are said to not be something that we need to have on because he did what many would consider to be a racially insensitive interview with Playboy in 1971. You know, that's the thing that's kind of bothersome about it. You can pick out somebody's words from 1971 when the culture was completely different. And, you know, did you hear that they stopped playing Kate Smith's rendition?
God Bless America at the Flyers.
Because she was in a movie, the New York Yankees, and they were also involved.
Yes.
Also the Philadelphia Flyers, to strip the rendition of God Bless America from their programming because she had been in films that they didn't feel were politically correct. I'm really worried about what are they going to do with Bond?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, come on.
Well, listen to the names of these.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say the one that comes to mind.
They're not really politically correct.
No.
Actually, I said it on this program once and got a call. So.
I'm not saying it.
You don't have to.
There's the movie. There's all the different Bond girls.
Here's one. Even the comedy classics, such as the 1959 Some Like It Hot, which is an absolute comedy classic with Tony Curtis and Jack Lemmon. Weren't they the two stars in that?
Mm-hmm.
Featuring two men dressed in drag. Could be insensitive, given some of the modern. So if you take movies like that from 1959, you play it today, they're going to be. I watch a lot of old Johnny Carson interviews, and the insensitivity apparent that we feel now was not a part of the landscape when they were done.
How much heck did they give Sammy Davis Jr.?
Yes. Well, Sinatra, who was
and
very...
he knew, Sammy Davis Jr. knew, they're just giving me a hard time.
Yeah.
Well, I think you have to look at it like in the context of when it happened. Hopefully, we know that what was acceptable in the 50s and 60s is not acceptable now.
Yeah.
And that's how you have to look at it. But you don't say you ban it. I mean, I still watch those movies. I watch John Wayne. Are you going to get rid of Gone with the Wind? We know slavery was bad.
Yeah.
We know it was terrible. It's one of the worst things we've done as a country. But it doesn't mean we don't watch Gone with the Wind anymore because it's a classic. But we know that it's not acceptable anymore, that we don't do that anymore, that in this day and age, Sammy Davis Jr. which, back then it was called busting his chops or whatever.
Yeah.
That's not acceptable anymore.
No. Yeah.
But you can't just get rid of everything because it's not acceptable now. You have to take it into context, and sometimes I think people forget that.
I'm working on a commentary right now. And by the way, I'm dumping on you one more time for trivia today. So start looking at your file. All right. I'm looking at a commentary right now. They fired the dean of the law school at Harvard. Did you hear why?
No.
He accepted the defense for Harvey Weinstein, to defend Harvey Weinstein as an attorney for some of the things that Harvey Weinstein is alleged to have done. Okay? Now, for a moment, isn't it a general accepted practice
Everybody's innocent until proven guilty.
that everybody should get a defense?
Yes.
Okay, so, I mean, let's just say something, that you did something terrible, Z. You did something horrible. So you have to get an attorney, right? So you get an attorney to be able to fight for your good name. That attorney then becomes persona non grata because you've done something that maybe was politically incorrect. And so the Harvard, under pressure from students who were upset about the fact that this guy is defending Harvey Weinstein, fired him.
I could see both sides of the story there. If I was that attorney, because Harvey Weinstein didn't do something politically incorrect. He raped women.
Yes. He's alleged to have raped women.
Yes, let's say alleged. But the Harvard guy could have said no.
Yeah.
I probably would have said no. I'm not going to.
Not going to
defend
with
you.
a 10-foot pole.
Yes. So I can see both sides
And
there.
well, look, for a moment, let's go back 25 years, and somebody defends a woman who's alleged to have had an abortion illegally. Should that person be seen with the same scope that we're looking at this guy? I mean, I'm saying there's other things that are on the other side of the Me Too movement where somebody is alleged to have done something that today that would be considered acceptable by people on that side of the political house. Doesn't it cut both ways?
Oh, there's nothing ever black and white. There's a big gray area out there, and it's hard to judge.
I have to worry about it. A point where you say to students who come and say to you, "Listen, we're demanding that you get rid of this dean because he chose to defend as an attorney somebody. Why don't you go study? You're in the most privileged university on the planet. You're accepted here. Let us run the university and you go and study to become lawyers, where you're going to learn that you're going to defend people that don't have great reputations." So anyway, that's something I'm working on, and I'll end up stepping in it just like I did this thing.
And the bottom line is, it could have all been about money too, folks.
Sure.
It's always about playing time or money.
All right. Are we ready?
Yes.
How about some trivia?
All
right. Here are the questions. According to a survey by Today.com, 46% of women say this stresses them out twice as much as their kids.
Okay.
Number 2, the average person had 6 of these in 2014. They now have 19. Number 3, according to a new survey, 15 million people, the majority of them teens and millennials, got rid of this last year.
Okay.
In a new survey, a little over half of people say they wish they could go back in time and change this. Number 5, in a new survey, 17% of men say they have never worn one of these. That opens up a lot of questions.
That's what I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole.
New survey says that millennials could make this a thing of the past, with 10% of millennials currently not doing it.
Okay.
35% of American homes had one of these outside their house. Number 8, a new survey says 24% of women and 19% of men say this is the worst household chore going.
I can come up with a list there.
Yeah. Number 9, most people have about 150 of these at home, but only ever use about 15. And number 10, only 7% of married women trust their husbands with this task.
Oh my,
With
that's
this
a long list
household chore. I'll say
All right.
that.
Okay.
All right?
We'll come back with our guesses, and you're welcome to join us as well if you'd like to give us a call. We'll be back with more morning coffee after this.
Most people understand the need for life insurance, but not many want to talk about why it's essential to your financial plan. It may seem intimidating, but it doesn't have to be. Don't get overwhelmed. Get started with me, Steve Thompson at Country Financial today, and I can work with you to find life insurance that gives you the protection you need at a price you can afford.
Life insurance policies issued by Country Life Insurance Company and Country Investors Life Assurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
As a member of the class of 2019, you can be proud of your achievements. Country Roads Realty knows that this is only the beginning. Everyone at Country Roads Realty wishes Katie McCleary and the class of 2019 a life full of success and happiness.
When you think of everyday great deals on love seats, recliners, and sectionals, you need to think of Boyd Furniture and Mattress Center in Wayne City. Boyd Furniture and Mattress Center has some of the best deals in the area, and they have them every day. Shop Boyd Furniture and Mattress Center. They'll treat you right. Here's what's going on Saturday, May 18th. The 28th Annual Family Literacy Fest will be held from 10:30 a.m. until 1:30 p.m. Registration will begin at 10:30 at the entrance to Kitty College. Activities will be held in the classrooms and on the Kitty College parking lot. All families with children up to 8 years of age are welcome. Parking will be available at the Wayne County Health Department, at the Frontier Community College Bobcat Den, Wayne County Well Surveys, or Elastic American Marine. And the Jeff Burton Club will be hosting a fried chicken dinner Saturday, May 18th. It starts at 4:30. The menu will be fried chicken, mashed potatoes, gravy, green beans, slaw, rolls, drink, and dessert. Proceeds will go toward community projects. Everyone's welcome. It's $10 for adults and $5 for children.
Going beyond the expected. It's what they do at Pekin Insurance, and it's been their way of doing business since 1921. It's service that goes the extra mile and products that provide the flexibility to meet all of today's insurance needs and tomorrow's as well. Stop by and see Randy Hallam or John Ametter at Tucker Hallam Insurance in Wayne City. They will provide you with the financial protection and peace of mind you need and deserve. Tucker Hallam Insurance and Pekin. Beyond the expected.
Isn't it nice to have a charming local place? A place that's quaint and friendly?
Hi guys, welcome back.
A place that has essentials you need and a special shopping selection that is sure to impress.
Oh, look at this.
Ooh, those are so nice.
Oh, look at this one.
The Fairfield Chamber of Commerce invites you to shop local. In Fairfield, you're sure to find what you need. A small town with a big selection of restaurants and shopping. Love all your local merchants.
Mark your calendars. Fairfield Memorial Hospital and the Horizon Healthcare Clinics in Grayville, Fairfield, and Sisney, along with Trinity Health and Wellness in Louisville, will be offering reduced rate lab testing May 20th through the 25th. A variety of tests will be offered at reduced rates from $10 to $35 per test, including general health profile, glucose, lipid panel, and hemoglobin A1C. Specific cost dates and times for the reduced lab testing can be found at fairfieldmemorial.org, Facebook, or by calling 618-847-8262.
The Jeep Celebration event is going on now at Le Mans. Up to $5,250 in rebates on the 19 Grand Cherokee and up to $4,500 in rebates on the 19 Compass. Qualified buyers can take advantage of 0% financing for 60 months plus $1,000 rebate or up to $4,000 in rebates on new 19 Cherokees. Don't miss out on the 18 model Jeep sell down with massive discounts on all remaining new Renegades and Wranglers. These offers end May 31st. Le Mans Chrysler, 412 East Main Fairfield, and LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Time for that radar weather, brought to you this morning by Stumpy's.
Are you tired of mowing around or looking at that ugly tree stump in your yard? Removing a tree stump doesn't have to be a burden. Stumpy's can make the process quick and easy. A local business started by Clay Marks through the Mount Carmel CEO program offers free estimates, cheap rates, cleanup, and no mess after the job is completed. Clay guarantees you'll be happy with his work, so call him today at 838-0635. That's 838-0635.
Fairfield area forecast calling for partly cloudy skies today, high 70. 60% chance for rain tonight, low 52. 40% chance for showers tomorrow, high 72. Thursday, partly cloudy, high 82. Cloudy and 85 on Friday. And for Saturday, mostly sunny with a high 85. Overnight low was 43. Yesterday's high, 62. Currently humidity at 65%. Winds calm. The pressure at 30.09. Right now, sunshine and 60 here at the WFIW studios east of Fairfield. Radar weather looking very good as well. Nothing showing up anywhere in the state of Illinois in terms of precipitation. That's your radar weather brought to you this morning by Stumpy's. Contact Clay Marks on Facebook or give him a call at 868-0635 for your free estimate today. All righty.
Fire away. Let's see if I can come up with an answer or two. And Z, please help us out.
All right. Number one, according to a survey by Today.com, 46% of women say this stresses them out twice as much as their kids.
I'd say their husband.
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's good.
Yes, that's it. Number two, the average person had 6 of these in 2014. They now have 19.
Headaches?
Nope, not headaches.
Let me think. It must be a technology thing.
It is.
They had expanded to 14.
Probably some kind of device. I mean,
Nope,
laptop.
Not a device. Something for your device, though.
How about a
charging cord.
Nope.
how about a storage device? No?
Password.
Oh, I've got more than that. I've got a whole app of nothing but passwords.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Number three, according to a new survey, 15 million people, the majority of them teens and millennials, got rid of this last year.
15 million got rid of this.
It's something that we all use every day.
We all use every day. You're talking about
us three here.
The three of us. We use.
Well, I know you and I.
TV.
Not TV. It's on your computer.
I don't know.
Facebook.
Oh.
You're kidding.
No.
They use Instagram or Snapchat.
Well, the truth of the matter is, Facebook gets on my nerves, so I'm not too far away.
I only have family, so I can share pictures.
Number four, in a new survey, a little over half of people say they wish they could go back in time and change this.
Well, there's some dangerous ones there. There's some dangerous things.
It's not as dangerous as you might think.
All right. Well, I was afraid it was about relationships.
No,
it wasn't about
it has
relationships.
Nothing to do with relationships.
You could go back and change where they went to school.
How they did in school.
College major.
Okay.
College major.
Right
We're
on the
close.
cusp.
We're
Yep.
close.
Number five, a new survey says 17% of men have never worn one of these.
I can honestly say I've never worn a kilt.
That is not the answer.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
Have never worn an undershirt, T-shirt.
Nope. Tuxedo.
Oh.
Can you believe that?
And that's a terrible, disturbing trend for someone like you.
Yeah, I know. I don't like that. New study says that millennials could make this a thing of the past, with 10% currently not doing this.
A thing of the past.
Mm-hmm.
Millennials are not doing this.
Watching TV.
Nope, something you do after you eat.
Well,
Wash
I know what
dishes?
I know what
No, something you do after you eat out.
Tip.
Tipping.
Really?
Yes.
They don't tip?
Yes.
Really?
They assume that it's.
Oh my! I was taught
They don't realize that most servers make below minimum wage.
I was taught you need to be generous.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. 35% of American homes have one of these outside the house.
A TV.
Nope.
I'm stuck on TV.
You are. That's a good answer. You just stick with it. We're going to get there eventually.
A garden.
A garden.
Yeah.
I have a
I
little
don't have a
one.
garden. Do you have a garden?
I'm just
What
planting.
do you grow?
Tomatoes and cucumbers.
No, I don't.
I haven't planted it yet.
I'm afraid my hounds would eat them.
24% of women and 19% of men say this is the worst household chore.
Washing dishes.
No.
I hated washing dishes.
Vacuuming.
Cleaning the bathroom.
Oh, well.
Yeah. You can imagine.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
We had 9 people washing dishes without a dishwasher.
I can understand.
I bought a lot of paper plates if I was you.
All righty. Most people have about, which brings up an interesting point before we go into that. We have a 16-piece place setting of Fiesta ware at home.
Yes.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And what do we do when we have large dinners?
Paper plates.
Eat off paper plates
Yes, we
because
do.
we don't want to wash the 16
Exactly.
pieces. All right.
Nobody buys china anymore either because you don't want to store it.
Most people have about 150 of these at home, but only use around 15.
You know, that one stumped me from the beginning.
He's skirting around the answer for the last few questions.
TV?
TV channels.
Oh. And there's nothing on any of them.
Yeah.
That's right. That's why you only use 15 of them.
That's right. And number 10, only 7% of married women trust their husbands to do this household chore.
Only. I think the extent of my chores are to take the
Wash
garbage
the laundry.
There you go.
She had nailed it.
There you go.
Z, thank you for being here, and thank you for wading into some of these interesting issues with us. I really do. And I think you're right on the Cardinals. I'm with you on your assessment of the Cardinals as well.
Absolutely.
Thanks for being here. We'll get you again sometime to come in.
Hey, no problem. Give me a call.
Are we going to win tomorrow night over Edwards County?
Yes, we are.
Good.
Go Mules.
Good. Go Mules. Later.